not telling me about what you're trying to do with this Lone Peak MDT bullshit. You were super secretive about that, so we're going to go into that a little bit.
Okay.
MDT taking over the world type crap.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, we did the podcast talking about NRL Hunter, the very first one, and I had some great feedback from it. People listened to it, and I think there was probably actually like 8 or 10 people that reached out and were like, "Man, we were trying to go for the light, but now that you guys, said don't go after the light, they're like, now we understand that I'm trying to go out there and win. I'm not, trying to go out there and get punched in the shoulder for however many stages there are." So that was good. But we're going to talk about accessories today. That one's a big one because there's a lot of questions. Because I'm going to go out. My purchase this year is going to be rangefinding binos, and talking to people, it's been kind of all over the place, right? Like what you should get. So I kind of want to have your feedback on that side of things as well.
So we'll look at kind of the gear in the game, kind of.
Right. Because I mean, it is. Everybody can call gaming at bullshit or whatever, but no matter what you do, whether you're hunting or you're trying to be the best, right? And gaming it is just a word we call it, but at the same time, you're just trying to compete at the best level. So we can call it gaming all we want, but it is what it is, and that's how it goes. So first off, you guys that are watching, I finally got my hold-up displays wall up. It turned out great. They sent me this whole wall. I put it up, and it turned out phenomenal. I mean, it was actually super easy to do. I think I hung it up in like an hour, all of this, and it's metal, so it's not going to pull out of the wall. All the hooks, you can see all the weight that I've got on. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, if you're listening, go look on YouTube and you can see the picture of it. Maybe I'll post up some more pictures on the social media, but it's pretty sweet stuff. And I know you're moving back to Reno, so hopefully you can get your set up. It's going to be hard though, because you're going to be in a rental for a while though, aren't you?
Yeah, rental for a year, then we'll look at other options. But the housing market, everywhere is insane, but Reno especially is, let's just say, is not palatable right now. So we'll see, man. Maybe I'll get promoted again. Major pay, bump that up a little bit, and then life gets a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, man, Reno, end of March, we're moving back up there. Got some plans to do some cool stuff, some rifle stuff. In turn, I'll be, I don't know, about the same distance from you, just kind of moving on up.
We can go up the loneliest highway or whatever it is. We could meet in the middle and shoot.
50,
yeah, that thing, that's the middle of nowhere. I've gone to Reno a couple times to like sheep show and stuff, and I'm like, what in the hell? Who wants to drive this thing? Because it is like the never-ending road for hours and hours. It is nuts. Mm-hmm. But Reno seemed to be a nice place, and I think it's a little more laid back. I didn't see you being a Las Vegas person. I think
with that though, we've lived here almost 3 years now. I have no regrets from moving from Reno down to Vegas. It's been fantastic here. The people have been great. I mean, there's obviously things that are terrible about big city life, but we live in the north edge of town. Nice neighborhood, great neighbors, awesome place, great range. This is the most I've shot in, well, pretty much my whole life, man. I've been able to shoot a pistol match every weekend, a 3-gun match every weekend, bolt gun matches within 4 hours are just plentiful, gas gun stuff, man. I'm wearing out the presses. Let's just put it that way.
You're going to have
Dylan's gotten to work out. The Forster's gotten to work out. Holy crap.
You're going to have to get an automated system here before too long. Yeah. So, one of our great sponsors is MDT. They bought a lot of companies over the years, and I was just kind of monitoring, and this is, me just kind of sitting back watching. Everybody was like, oh, they're going to just create production rifles and ship them out, blah, blah, blah. No. So everybody's like, oh, they're just trying to be the new Masterpiece Arms. Everybody's like, oh, they're trying to do this. Oh, they're trying to do that. So we can dispel a little bit of that myth. And I know MDT is just trying to invest, in companies that make money. Any
companies, good companies, solid.
Yeah. And every company they've come to, they've, made a lot of changes and done a lot of things with improvements and different things. I saw a lot of people complaining like, oh, when they bought Skypod, it got super expensive and blah, blah, blah. And
It didn't, but okay.
you know what I mean? Like, no matter what, somebody's going to find negative. I've been dealing with some of those guys. I post up on Straight Jacket, and it's funny because it's my competitors that come on and start saying stuff. It's not anybody else. It's my competitors. But it's other shooters, it's other sponsored shooters, it's other people, trying to put in their 2 cents or whatever. So I just kind of weeded through the comments and kind of laughed. And I noticed that Martin went on there and commented a bunch, even though Martin probably, doesn't need to. It's like, so what? We're doing our thing. We're trying to make companies better. So if you live under a rock and you haven't heard, MDT just recently bought Lone Peak Arms. They're a Utah-based company here, local. Brian and Mike started Lone Peak. I know they had a local company here building them for a long time, and then I think they brought them in house and they started their own like machine shop or something. I don't know the full story, so maybe you can shed some light on that. But they're great actions. They're probably, and I'm not as into everything as I used to be, but they're probably one of the most under talked about actions as far as quality. Because there's some great ones out there, and there's some just absolute garbage actions out there that people keep talking about a lot for some reason. But go through it. Go through the acquisition and the thought behind it, so that everybody listening here gets it from your mouth, I guess.
Okay, so just preface this: I am not the CEO. I am not sales. I am not anybody. I'm just a dude that shoots for MDT. I manage sponsorship stuff, but I've been heavily tied in the company for years now. So I didn't actually learn about this until about SHOT Show, let's say, right? But you hear conversations involved in things, and hey, what do you think of this? And what over the years, and you know where things are going. So the premise is like MDT really wants to be a one-stop shop for everything awesome bolt guns. Like that's just the vision, right? So consumers have one place to go to get good product, solid customer service. And I honestly don't know if anybody can really debate that or not. I mean, you're always going to have the haters that are going to dislike something because of the smallest thing or something that was blown out of context, or maybe they did have a bad experience and things didn't live up to their expectations, whatever the case may be. You're always gonna have those negative Nancy's. But the idea being good, solid products, good, solid customer service, good shipping times, keep the prices as fair as possible. So if you look at MDT's website and catalog, right, there's pretty much everything there. There's only a few things missing. So what's missing to build a whole rifle for somebody? Not MDT build a full rifle, but a customer to build a full rifle. What's missing?
You're just missing barrels now, but you were missing actions and barrels, honestly.
And triggers. But we had the electronic trigger thing that's still a project.
We won't talk about that.
It's done. It's not done. But I mean, I'm going to use some quotes here from Martin. They want to be the one-stop shop for everything precision rifle, which makes a lot of sense because go there like, hey, this is great. I can put it all together, and I've got an awesome rig, barrels, triggers, and then the action. Right? And then actions are the serialized part. Canada, their law is a little bit different, so you can actually ship them doorstep to doorstep without having background checks and stuff like that. United States, obviously, we have background checks and federal firearms license transfers and everything. But so it's a little bit harder. So you got to kind of do that in the United States. So what are your options? Well, there's a few established ones that are really good that I mean, if you look at the top tier rifle or action manufacturers, don't slam me if I don't get all of them, but you have Defiance, you have Zermatt, you have Lone Peak, you have Impact. Bat, I would say, pretty damn good. Smaller numbers, but Bat's pretty solid. They got some decent stuff. There's a couple others that were bigger back in the day, or maybe do some niche stuff. But those are about the big ones that we say in the PRS and sniper-ish world. So I don't think I'm missing anybody. You might say ARC, but I don't agree with that.
No, I'd say Falcor's coming around, but they still have a lot of growth. There's a couple other that I'm not going to name because I'm irritated with them, but in the 60.
So
you know what I mean.
and I are on the same. You and I are on the same page. But the one thing about Lone Peak is they've been heavily invested in the shooters since the start. That's how I came to run Lone Peak Actions. I got to meet them at a match, and they had certs on tables before they were ever a name. Like their website was not great, like like small time, but they made a killer product. So I was fortunate enough at the NRL Hunter or NRL Race Gun finale to place well enough to get a cert for one of the actions off the prize table, and I was so stoked, so stoked. And I grabbed this thing, I got one, and then I got another one, and I got another one, I got another one. So I have 4 or 5 of the things right now. Killer actions. They've seen a ton of barrels from different things. They've killed a ton of animals. Like I have absolutely loved the product, but better yet, the people are great. Brian and Mike are fantastic people. Like, and that's kind of like the message that MDT wants to bring. Like, good products, good people. Makes sense. These things go together. Carry that on, right? You have good product customer service. It's really hard to lose. So that's like the long and short of it, right? Need an action company. Cool. What about these guys? They fit great. The product's awesome. Great customer service, like great reputation. They're into the same things that we are. They're actual shooters and hunters, and they're into it and everything. They're not just business. They're not businessmen. They're actually guys that actually have stake in what's going on. So it's really cool, and it made a lot of sense. So that's how it was pitched to me. I couldn't agree more. It's a product I already use, so hey, even better. Because if it's some off the wall stuff, I don't know if I would be so excited. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm stoked on it. When I heard the news before it was announced, I was like, yeah, this is actually this makes a lot of sense. Okay, now what was the question you had at the start of this?
I don't know.
Primary rifles.
Oh yeah, that one. I saw a lot of comments on that. Everybody's
Oh,
they're trying to be
yeah.
Masterpiece Arms, but Masterpiece Arms doesn't build their own actions either. So
No,
uh,
they source them,
yeah.
and they source other stuff too, right? But okay, here's the thing: what you don't understand about the complete rifle world. I came from this world. There's this thing called excise tax.
Yep,
So
FE.
you take a tax hit on every completed firearm. There's an excise tax that you pay when it becomes a complete firearm. You lose 18%. You lose that. Now, in the world of firearms, there's not much margin on things. So from a business perspective, like it kind of blows my mind. Some of the prices of firearms don't make sense to me, and like I'm like, wow, they can't be making any money. Like these random firearms companies that are just barn selling stuff, like it doesn't make any sense to me. But it makes more sense from a business perspective to keep everything separate, and there's less regulatory actions that happen, less taxes, less headache, because you need all of these things to come together to make a complete firearm. So look at what has to come together. You have to have a barrel, you have to have an action, trigger, chassis. Maybe you want to put a muzzle brake on it, rings or a base, whatever you're including with it, right? All these things have to get. So that's all these SKUs that have to come together to make a rifle. Okay, now I don't want it in black. I want it in blue. Okay, let's double it. Okay, I want it in tan. Okay, let's triple it. Now I need it in left hand. Now it's my gripe with the left hand guys. They don't buy things. They'll tell you that they're X amount of percent of the population, but I'm telling you, they never buy that much left-handed things to begin with. It doesn't happen. I still love all my left-handed friends. I'll make fun of you because you're wrong-handed, but it's the truth of it, and the numbers never lie. So you're talking about like quadruple 10 times all these SKUs just to make one product, and that's one product, one name product. Say this X factory rifle. Now I got to make all these things because the guy that wants it wants a different color, or a different chassis, or a different. It needs to be left-handed. It needs to have this. So you're doing all these things. It's SKU management with all these different components have to come together that makes this kit. It's ridiculously complex to make one thing. And that one thing is the name of one complete package. So no, it doesn't make much sense, especially in as Martin would say, is like, right now, you never say never is what he told us, like never say never. But I will say that it's not on the table. What's on the table is producing a great product that fits the rest of the products with a steady stream of product heading out the door at a great price. So that's where that's at. And take it from me, the unofficial guy, but I've been around this business a long time. I know how the complete rifle stuff works. I know how importing and export works. I know how manufacturing works. I know how SKU management works. I've done it all. I know how the marketing and PR side of it works. I know how product development side of it works. Like I've been all of these things. So with that, just like no, from a business sense, to me personally, it doesn't make much sense for anybody to do a complete rifle, especially precision rifle. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I don't even know why Masterpiece Arms would do it. Because I look at it like you can't be making much on that complete product because you'll make more with it split into different things, because accessories have higher profit margins than complete things do. So that's kind of how it works, man. Obviously, you've seen that too.
Yeah. Just to break this down a little bit more for everybody to understand. So what he means by FETs is federal excise tax. After a company creates 50 or more rifles in a calendar year, then the FET hits. So once you build more than 50, you assemble more than 50, you do anything, you build them out in your books, then you start paying the excise tax. So up until 50, we don't pay it. But that's why a lot of people sell barreled actions. The way that it is stated is it cannot be fired. So you could do a barreled action, you just can't put a trigger in it, or you can't put it in a stock, and then you can do it without having to pay the federal excise tax, which is why you see a lot of people straight jacket. We do a lot of barreled actions. People love to drop it in a chassis or a mini chassis, and they do it themselves. And that saves us. But that's why everybody's like, oh, well, custom rifles are so much more. Yeah, we tolerance stack it. We make sure everything's perfectly fit. And then after a certain amount of time, we have to start figuring in all the extra money we've got to pay. And now, in California, them poor bastards, they've got to start. We have to send all of their barrels to a FFL now. I can't ship a barrel to somebody's house in California, as of the first of this year. And then as of July 1st, 2027, they have to actually do a freaking background check to do it. I talked to and this is the crazy thing, because people are like, oh, they can't take our guns, but they're making it super hard to be able to get them. Like right now, I think it's a 22% tax to get a rifle. So I have to send an invoice if somebody buys a rifle from me from California, and then they get charged 22% tax from the state of California. So they're getting robbed. And I know there's other states that are coming on board with this. Washington and Oregon are not far behind. Colorado's not far behind. All these poor SOBs are getting hammered. So it's amazing to me. They're like, oh, no one's going to come after our guns. No, they're coming after all the parts to make it impossible to be able to afford to put it together type thing. So people kind of need to pull their head out from under a rock. But that's my view, and hopefully that answers some questions for some people. So it is hard. Once you build a rifle, you have to pay the taxes on it. And I know a lot of companies that have gone bankrupt because they try to sneak that shit through, and the ATF comes and audits them, and they find it all, and they have a lot of money in back taxes to pay. There was a couple here in Utah that had that exact same problem. It's just one of those things that you do not want to mess with. So,
and unfortunately, with the taxes and stuff, you have to build that into the front end. So the customer ends up paying that. It's a big hassle. And like your 50 gun cutoff, so from bigger company standpoint, we never worried about that. It was just built in from rifle number one, right? Yes, it takes effect after 50, but who's going to change pricing after 50? Even an operation like you could build 50 rifles in no time, right? So I mean, it's a massive pain, and it's added cost, and then not to mention the labor aspect, right? Because now you have multiple people touching multiple parts, kind of work in conjunction. So everything costs more. So to get back full circle of this, complete rifle, don't count on anytime soon. Yeah, it would be really cool to see one in the flesh. But also you have the retail aspect of it too. That's going to suck. Retail gun shops aren't my favorite place for complete guns at all. I'd rather be able to buy direct from manufacturer, which I think maybe someday will be the way, but who knows? The middleman, I don't think has much skin in the game anymore. If you work at a gun shop, my hat's off to you. How you guys make that work, I have no idea. But from a consumer, I would love to be Speako direct. Man,
there's so much backstabbing and throat cutting and that shit that it's not even funny. And the other thing that people don't think about, and I have this conversation a lot, is my credit card fees. I probably pay between $5,000 and $10,000 a month in credit card fees, just credit card fees. So every time I run a fee, and then people get pissed and they're like, well, your prices went up. Well, yeah, you've got to think of my labor, my lights, everything else, and credit card fees. I refunded a guy, he bought a barrel and then he couldn't do something the other day. He goes, and I tell people, I'm like, if you buy the barrel from me, and you cancel it, I at least keep the credit card fees, because it costs me to take it and it costs me to give you the money back the way the system works. And he's like, dude, that's like $60. I says, yeah. Now you can see why I struggle with every purchase that goes out, because everybody sees this big number, but they don't take into effect all the other fees, because I'm paying credit card fees on the product as it is, and then I'm paying my own credit card fees on it.
I
So
mean, it's either that or you build enough a margin into everything else you sell and then penalize everybody else. But I mean, that's as a business owner, if I own a business, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that either, especially paying for the minority. And so it's like it's not really right. So I've had to pay restocking fees and stuff like that on stuff like car stuff all the time. It just happens, man. It's just part of it. So
yeah,
yeah, and
friggin' sucks.
I would consider myself an honest human being, and I don't want to cost any business time, which is money, or money, or labor, or anything. I'm going to pay for that, especially if it's my mistake. I'm creating the problem. I'm paying the price, so I get it. Some people don't agree with that, but whatever. Anyway, man, that's actually a lot of good info right there. That's some behind the curtains scene stuff. If you didn't realize it and you skip forward or spaced out during that conversation, rewind, listen to it. You'll have an insight of how kind of product to consumer stuff works, especially with the firearm stuff, and how lucky are we to be able to do it, but also the price it costs. Anyway, my rule for today. I love this one. Don't bring green tip to.
Oh, I saw that. God, you're such a Gestapo. I mean,
I'm
really,
gonna kick you out.
Does it put holes in your steel and you get pissed, or what?
I mean, I was pissed because those spots in that target going 25 yards were extra shiny, and I know the dude wasn't shooting A-tips, so we had a conversation, and someone got in their truck. So, a little tip from your Uncle Larry here: don't bring green tip to matches because it's hell on steel. So, anyway,
the first match I ever really shot was with my 300 Win Mag, and we built these for Vortex Extreme, and we loaded some super hot 190s for a military project, and I took the 190s, and they were going, I don't know, 20.
Godly fast.
They were going. My 220s were going 3150, so the 190s were going probably 3,300 feet per second out of a 301 mag, and I was breaking people still, and they were pissed. Bro, and now that I do it, I understand that now. So.
You went to the energy aisle and bought everything. So that's what happened.
It rolled some still. There was no but my shoulder also hurt, so I'm not going to do that again.
So today was someone shooting green tip. Yesterday, a gentleman shows up with a 300 Norma, shooting 200 and somethings, and I wouldn't let him shoot his rifle on anything closer than 500 because, dude, I'm not gonna have you shoot a gopher at 300 yards. Like, that thing's gonna go into outer space, and now I gotta fix it or stop the match. Like, sorry, bud, you're gonna borrow someone else's rifle for those stages. And nice guy, he was a new guy, and he just had a cool rifle. It was an AI, and he wanted to shoot it. I don't blame him, right? Yeah. He was super excited. He flew in for the match here in Vegas. Like, can't hate him for it at all. I chuckled. Buddy, I know what you're saying, but I can't do it because I'm not going to stop every 30 seconds because you break a target. And the rifle shot, the dude could shoot his rifle, and yeah, man.
Just borrow a rifle or what?
That's what he had. That's what he wanted to shoot. So he read the rules on the website, right? And it reads like 30 cal max, 3,200 feet per second max. But I guess we didn't specify not at the same time. So anyway,
yeah. No one was questioning if he impacted or not. That was the good thing. Worried.
He hit a 10-inch circle at 550, and that thing just got laid out. Just like, oh, like none of us even called impact. It was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, there's no question it's like a 6 on a freaking 1,000-yard carry.
I mean, what am I he didn't see it land. All of us did, but damn, dude.
Well, I'm sure his muzzle jump was a little more than most. So
yeah. And after the match, he's like, "Hey man, can I just shoot this some?" At the like, "Yeah, dude, go for it." He's like, "I never get to shoot this thing." I'm like, "Yeah, man, have fun." But he brought a whole Bass Pro bag of ammo, and it's just like, "All right, dude, have fun with your bad self, man."
Yeah, that's awesome that he did it, but I'm sure his shoulder and his pocketbook were a little bit offset after the fact. Yeah. That one hurt. I'm sure a shoulder and a everything
Hey,
else.
sweet rifle, man. Honestly, it was an AI AX, I think, with a loophole 7-35 Mark 5 on it. It was a cool setup, man. Like he spent the money, he had a cool rig. Like I don't blame him. Like yeah, cool. Actually, I looked at the thing, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to have that if I wanted to shoot far away things. But yeah, but hey, I tried to work with him best I could. So anyway,
There, there,
two lessons learned from this weekend.
there is a rumor going around that AI is working on a sale to a different company. I don't know if the rumors are founded. I have no idea, but we'll see. There's a lot of changes in the industry and a lot of sales, and it's amazing these big companies coming and buying a lot of stuff. MDTs.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see like Ruag buying them or
it's another rifle company from what I've heard, and I don't want to I don't want to say anything out loud, but because I don't know if it's true, so I don't want to start anything. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is a lot of these companies get so big, and then it's hard for them to keep up with the demand, and it takes a bigger company to really buy them and do it. But at the same time, then the QC starts to slag a little bit.
every
So
time.
yeah, we've seen that, and I hate to say it, and I might get skewed for this, but I've seen it in a big one called B. Starts with B and ends with parrot. So there's some issues going on over there that we're dealing with some of the tier.
That rifle pisses me off. I don't even. Okay, we got to move fast. Hey, anyway, NRL Hunter.
We're gonna go down a freaking rabbit hole. We go there.
Whew.
Yeah.
My blood pressure was doing great today. My pulse too. Even shooting a match, but now.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
We're gonna get some messages after this, aren't we?
That's fine, man. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
You and I don't do this to stay hidden. That's for sure.
Oh no. No.
Okay. The NRL Hunter / find them, range them, engage them matches, man. So I want to preface this saying I'm going to talk a lot about the format of NRL Hunter in this particular scenario. I'm going to talk to you like you don't know what you're doing at all. And then sniper matches are a separate thing. I want to keep those separate because that's a different flavor, right? It's similar in nature, but separate on the gear side. Different things, and it takes a little different skill set. So we're going to stick to hunter style things. Okay.
Now let me stop real quick.
Yeah.
This is hunter style matches, but if you're a hunter listening, this is one of those things that the PRS did for finding the best equipment. The NRL Hunter has been one of the best for finding hunting equipment for what you hunt with. So don't listen to this and just think it's for NRL hunting shooting. Think of it as I can take this stuff hunting with me, and this is the best stuff that we think you could use both sides. So I just wanted to clarify that.
100%. So things done in competition, okay, because you can't go out and shoot elk every day. You can't shoot deer every day. You can't do certain things. Shoot flesh. Let's say shoot flesh. If you're a sniper, you can't go shoot humanoid things. So what do? We train in other ways. We shoot paper. We shoot steel. That's what we have, right? To advance. So if you're stuck on this, well, I would never use this hunting. Well, why not? And what are you doing to get better on this side? Nothing. You're just waiting until September, October rolls around and you're sending single round at something breathing. Nah, man, that's not how this works. Get past the FUD stuff. Okay, so these things have done more, like you're saying, to advance gear and tactics. Tactics, imagine that. It's like a logo somewhere. Okay, anyway, okay, so there's something out there that I need to take this piece of lead and make it travel to there. I need to deposit this kinetic energy to there. Like that's the basis of this whole thing. How do I do that more efficiently and effectively? Cool. Efficiently because that animal's not going to wait for me. They're not on your schedule. Effectively because I need it to not miss or wound and run away. Cool. So what do? We look at what we can do with the cartridges and gear given, and then we look at the time given. Okay, well, that sounds a lot like a damn competition to me. So that's where the NRL Hunter format and these find, range, and engage matches really come into play. Like, okay, I've got gear and I've got time. Okay, cool. What can I do with these two things? Well, The blind format I'm a huge fan of because I like problem solving. That's my life. It's problem solving. If you go hunting or whatever, you're solving a problem. You don't even know you're solving it, but I got to solve this. I got to take this piece of lead and put it over there really fast. Cool. All right, how do I do that? Well, how far is it? That's the
I don't know.
important question.
I don't know
You
how.
don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cole, what are my options? How do I figure out how far it is?
Well, you can measure with reticle, which most of us we don't. I mean, we could, but you usually don't have enough time to do that. So it's usually a handheld rangefinder that you can't hold still very easily, or they, like a lot of the SIGs have the great big circle, and you got to know where to aim at the circle to hit it, which has brought along the evolution of range finding binoculars, which has changed the game, in my opinion, as far as you have everything in one place. You can find, you can range, it'll give you dope in a lot of them, and you dial and you go. So it's fast.
Yeah.
It's condensed so much shit. I remember when I got my first SIG BDX system, I thought it was the coolest thing, but you had to have your phone, you had to have the scope, you had to have your rangefinder, and hopefully all of those Bluetooth together. So hopefully,
Okay, well, you brought it up to modern times.
hopefully,
Uh,
and hopefully the batteries
so
didn't die. So
so in decades past, it was like the Bubba method where I just like told you how far it was, and it was a wild ass guess, or like the 100 meter guessing, like I think it's or 100-yard guessing. It's like I think that's 3 football fields away, or like the hold it 6 inches over the back and send it and see what happens method, or the I zeroed my rifle at 200 and hopefully it hits method. There's all these things, right, that don't involve technology, but really what we owe the animal that we're hunting, the target, is to be as exact as possible and as as efficient as possible. So bing. Okay, so LRF binos. So when you're doing NRL hunter, can you the big question, I answer this very quickly and people figure out real fast on their own. Can you do the match with a handheld laser rangefinder? I'm gonna
yeah,
say no. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because you're gonna be out of time. So, have you ever tried to scan with a 6 or 7 power
it's,
tinted laser rangefinder and try to
it's
find hidden things?
no, it
It's
doesn't
not
work.
gonna work. It's not gonna happen. So that thing is gonna have to be very apparent right there, right? Well, if it's hidden, you can't. So okay, so I switch to binos. Okay, I can do binos. So say 10 power binos, about the minimum you're gonna want to use out west for sure. And if you're shooting one of these things, these matches, they're going to not be like 100 yards away. They're going to be hundreds of yards away. So I'm going to need like 10 or 12 power binos. Okay, cool. I'll use those. Okay, I'm not going to freehand them. I'm going to put them on a tripod. So I'm going to scan them. And then if I have to switch to a handheld laser rangefinder, that's time to switch and then reacquire the said targets and then rearrange them and write them down. Okay, whatever. So no, you're 100% right. Laser range finding binos are laser range finding binos are the answer. Okay, cool. We put that all in one package. Awesome. What about some that pitch me some dope? Like I've got it calibrated. It matches my rifle, my load. Cool. So I just click on a target, tells me the distance, tells my dope. I write that down. I'm going to use that dope at that distance to hit that target. Cool. Incredibly efficient, incredibly accurate. That is the way to go, right? That's where we want. So I'm talking about all this because I've helped people out do this, and I go straight to the point. Hey, buy a pair of laser rangefinding binos with data in them, because all of them pretty much have some sort of ballistics engine in them, or the Bluetooth ability to hook to a Kestrel, a phone app, something to get you ballistics. So I find the target. I click on the target. I range the target. It spits out a number that's calibrated to my rifle. I write said thing down. I shoot it.
Mm.
Done. Now, I just saved so much time, energy, and hassle from switching back and forth to something else or using something I'd never see the target in the first place. Bam.
Mhm.
So that's the big takeaway. So some people are going to be like, well, I don't have money for that. Okay, so the reality is you don't have money to buy the laser rangefinding binos. A used set of X brand of whatever is pretty cheap. You can find used loopholed Mark IV ones or 3200, whatever they were called, a used pair of Leica 3200s, a used pair of Vortex Furies, whatever, online that have these things for pretty cheap. They all have great warranties, and away you go, right? And that's it. But it's another one of those things. You're getting to this, like, it's not cheap and it's not easy. I said this
Well,
years back on the first podcast we did. I will never say anything other than it's not cheap and it's not easy. So accept that before you step in, and you're good.
well, you can also look at it this way. So if I go out and buy a set of 12 power binos, and then I go buy a rangefinder, and then I go buy AB or whatever else I need, by the time you put all that together, did you really save any money? Now you've got 3 different systems that you have to use. How about you just go, and that's what I'm in the middle of, is selling all my other shit that I don't even use anymore, or donating it or whatever I'm going to do with it, and then just getting the one thing so I don't have to buy all that other crap. Now, the only downside is if you're ever out hunting and something dies, you're shit out of luck. But that's the point of,
Yeah.
you got to plan ahead. You got to have extra batteries, you got to have extra stuff in there, and that's putting that. But you've got to look at it like, if I were to go buy all this stuff separately, I'd probably be spending pretty close to the same amount of money, if not more, depending on what I bought.
No, you're right, and you're buying like success in these things, and we've evolved. Like, remember this: if you're fighting me in this conversation, you're thinking to yourself like, I don't need that shit. We've evolved, like evolution, right? Are you gonna have a 6,000-pound truck that has no horsepower, no torque, no gas mileage anymore? No, you're not. Like, we've evolved. It's everything steps forward, and unfortunately, technology relies on electricity. Get over it. Plan for spare batteries. Replace your stuff when you need, like before you need to. Like, this is all proper maintenance of stuff, right? Like, it is what it is. Embrace it. Enjoy it. Move forward. If you want to get caught in the 60s, stay in the 60s. I don't know what to tell you. These things are made, not back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and the competition has evolved it. Without the competition, I mean, we've had this discussion a lot of times, to where, that side of things is growing so much that it brings in snipers, it brings in LAPD, it brings in all these other people to um, to do it. Looks like Matt's having some technical issues. His is froze. I can still see him, but it's got to be him, right? It's got to be him. I don't know. We keep fighting about who the hell's freaking internet.
No, man. I honestly, I think mine's solid. I did a speed test. I honestly think. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah,
I
I can hear and
honestly
see
think
it.
it's this. I honestly think it's this system, because
It could
we had
be.
a massive lag. So
It could be. Yeah, you disappeared for a second, but I could still see and hear you. Um,
okay.
so it's, I don't know. But anyway, so carry on. So we've gone over range finding binos, big deal. Some of the other things, because carrying a lot of shit into the backcountry, hunting, whatever, kind of correlates over with NRL hunter. You don't have a lot of shit with you. So let's go into, do you feel comfortable with what you hit on? So let me ask you a question real quick. This is, I hear this a lot. If you had the one set of range finding binos and put your sponsorship aside, I know you're not gonna want to hear that. Put your sponsorship aside. What one would you go buy? What setup?
Okay, so I'm not gonna do one. I'm gonna do. Let's do 4. Let's do 4.
What do your top two? Do top two, because if you get people 4, they're gonna freaking struggle. Like
No, so 4 gives options, so let me line this up. Let
all right,
me speak on piece.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Okay. There's a give and take with all things optics, right? So especially with binos. So binos, laser rangefinder binos have like 3 things that I really care about: glass clarity, the tint, the laser and HUD, and weight, kind of. Okay, so maybe 4. whatever. So I got some priorities. So I'm gonna kind of weigh them all. So Leica 3200 Pros, the newest Leicas, great glass, great laser, HUD and ballistics engines a little slow. The Swaros, they come in at 12. The glass is insanely good. The laser's decent, and the ballistics is meh. The new
That's
loopholes
because they have
just came
their
out
own
shot.
systems, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not terrible. But they the big up is the 12 power, and the glass is insane.
Mm-hmm.
The loopholes, 10 power. The laser's crazy good. The ballistics HUD, crazy good with the laser. It's got a ton of features. It's really good. A little spendy, but it's okay. I'm kind of discounting the price because I like expensive things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the SIG 10K Gen 2s and decent price. That's aside the point. Glass is a lot better. Not primo, but good. Ballistics engine and laser, pretty damn solid. So I would say that these are your four options. Your
What
four solid options.
is the Vectronics not on there?
I'm sorry, I can't put the Vectronics there in any way.
Hmm.
There's things that I do not genuinely like about the Vectronics, and I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't say anything. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm gonna leave it at that. It didn't make my top four. Let's put it
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had time behind all of them. And I will tell you that there's things that I like about all of them. There's things that I dislike about all of them. But like I said, the optics world, anything to do with optics has gives and takes in all of them. And you're never going to find the perfect solution to everything. So my priority number one is the glass good because they're binos.
Yeah, you got to be able to see it.
Good. Yeah, imagine that, right?
No,
Glass has got to be field of view has got to be good. Glass has got to be clear and crisp. There's glass that's going to look better to my eyes, might look a little different to your eyes, and then the laser's got to be good. The HUD and everything's got to be good. Bluetooth ability is solid. There's some that don't do it. The Swaros don't do Bluetooth, unfortunately. Some of the other ones do. Like I said, there's give and takes to all of these things. No one's figured out the perfect solution to all of them. I do genuinely enjoy looking at things through 12s. I like tripod mounted stuff. I don't ever freehand. 12s to me are the sweet spot for pretty much all of it. That's what I run. I run 12s on everything. So I spent a lot of money on binos and laser range finding binos in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It just part of it.
Yeah, I've got my 18s. I absolutely love, but you're not going to ever want to hold them unless they got to be on tripod. 10s. There's been a lot of areas in 10s that I'm just like, just doesn't have enough. And the only downside to the 12s is they're just the size of them, the size and the weight. But if you're not packing a rangefinder and all the other stuff, does it really matter if they're a little bit bigger? Like you got your give.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Really
So especially if you rewind early 2000s and maybe earlier. I mean, binos are big, heavy, bulky, nasty things anyway. So really, you're building. It's like kind of free upgrades if you want to look at it that way with some of the cool laser range finding and ballistics ability in them, and then some of them the onboard sensors and things. Pretty cool to have at a touch of a button, and everything can be calibrated and everything. Like pretty cool. So. Yeah, that's my advice. I do carry a handheld laser rangefinder as a backup in my backpack for these matches. I absolutely do. Just in case the oh shit button happens, electronics fail. I want to be able to try to fix something on the fly and have that oh shit thing and get a range. So I'm not trying to guess. Hey, that's how I sleep at night. So that is something I do. So with these 100 matches, all competitions, right? There's the guy that goes and just tries to figure it out for the first time. And there's the guy that's trying to win. If you're one of those people that want success, you define it by placing better and being competitive. Well, there's these best practices, right, that lead you to success. And I'm telling you that no one is winning matches with a handheld 6 or 7 power laser rangefinder. It's just not happening. That's just not off the table. So what is an LRF bino with ballistics buying you? Time. Time is your biggest enemy on all these matches. Time.
It is some hunting too. Hunting, if you got a quick shot on an elk or a deer or something, time is 100%.
Yeah. See how this parallels? Because like I said prior, the animal's not waiting on you to figure your stuff out. So neither is the stage. So the time aspect to it. I'm going to buy myself as much time as I can to execute what I need. And that goes for hunting, that goes for anything. So I'm not waffling around trying to figure out the problem. So I find my targets, I arrange my targets, I have my dope and everything. I have everything's lined out. So with that, I need a solid tripod. Tripods are a great tool. If you don't have one, there's a ton of really great options right now. We've got friends that own tripod companies and things. I've been using the T3 Optics Dauntless tripod. It's a single joint inverted that when I take it out of my pack, I flop it down. It is the perfect height for me to kneel and glass. So tripod goes out. It's got a gamer plate on it. I throw my shooting bag on top. My binos come out, and I go hunting and pecking. And I write on my arm board what I need. I'm hunting and pecking, writing in order, and then bam, it goes away. And if I need to use that tripod for shooting, it's definitely sturdy enough. I can shoot off top of it. I can use tripod rear. I can do a number of different things with the tripod, and it's right there for me in case I need to re-grab it and then relays anything. It's there. Solid tripod is definitely a piece of gear that you cannot overlook. I like single joint tripods and inverted tripods for NRL Hunter because I don't have to do anything with it. And if I have to adjust it higher, it's super quick to adjust higher. It's got a locking column, the T3 Dauntless, and it takes me less time. Again, time. I need time. I need all the time I can to execute my plan. My plan is what I found downrange and how I have to engage those targets. Okay. Now, what other piece of gear we have left? Because we talked about rifle and cartridge some.
Hold on, though. Let me back that up on the hunting side, because this has been a huge freaking fight for years and years and years. Okay. Tripods are stupid. They don't do anything. Bullshit. Because how many have you ever come into a shooting scenario on hunting or anything else and you can't see over the grass? You can't see over the deadfall in front of you. You can't get sturdy enough to shoot across the canyon, because you can also use a tripod as a rear rest or a rear steady rest while somebody else is watching. So the tripod has been one of those things that people complain about. And granted, I see all these people buying these little dinky teeny tripods, and then they try to complain about it. And there are a lot of great options that are a little bit heavier, that have bigger main tubes, that are more sturdy, that still get your thing done. And there's just been a lot of complaint about it. And I think NRL Hunter has put a staple in shut up, and it will make you a better shooter, and it will make you more successful hunting. Let
me ask you a question real quick. What would you rather have, a bipod or a tripod? Like, if you could only have one of those things, what would you rather have, a bipod or a tripod?
A tripod. But hunting, I don't think why not have both? Bipods are super light, and there's been a lot of times where I have to get high enough and I'm wobbling in the back and I'm trying to put it on like a backpack or something to get stable, where I could just lock up into a tripod real quick and be done with it. Like, people are fighting, trying to be more efficient and be better shooters. And it's just something that's made me scratch my head forever. Tripods will make you better. That's all there is to it. A good tripod, not a piece of shit garbage one, but a good tripod.
Yeah. So a tripod, I can glass from, I can shoot from, I can do all these different things. I can hang stuff from it. Like a tripod is the best tool I have at my disposal in a hunting pack and a competition pack. I won't go anywhere without it. I actually keep a small one in my truck at all times. Like, there's a small folded one in the back seat at all times, because it's a fantastic tool for many, many things. But in the rifle world, it's like my go-to for everything. I can shoot prone with it. I can shoot kneeling with it. I can shoot standing with it. I can do a number of different things with a tripod that I can't use a bipod for. So if you don't own a quality tripod, like, that should be your next purchase. Like, it is what it is.
Let's do this one real quick. You did 4 binos. Let's do 4 tripods. I know I just got the new 2-beds one. Love it. I know you're shooting that Dauntless one. I know Pinch and those guys are shooting Leo photos. So there's 3 good choices. What's a 4th good choice on a tripod? Hey, MDT hasn't bought a tripod. You better get your shit together.
No, because it doesn't permanently fix the rifle. I'm not gonna say I never say never. But okay. The Dauntless one, the Trinity one's good. The 2-vet stuff I've had, the QDTs are great. Really right stuff. Any of their stuff has been fantastic.
Super expensive, but it's good stuff.
It's super expensive, but you're buying the quality, right? And like they were the first. Like I can't fault any of their stuff from I don't have all the models memorized, but they have an inverted one that's great. I actually have become a massive fan of inverted because it's super easy to do. And it makes more sense to me than the standard like top down style. So I really dig inverteds. That's going to do. So really right stuff, the T3 stuff, and then 2-vets, and then Leofoto makes a ton of stuff for a lot of companies. That's actually really solid.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe not the right word. Like high quality, genuine stuff. So. I just tripods though. Remember this: the tripod itself in the head does require maintenance. They do get dirty. They do break. They do wear out. Like, make sure you get spare parts for them. Anything you do. A lot of the private label stuff, Leupold, Vortex. I don't know whether Optics company has them, but they private label stuff through Leofoto. So chances are you can find that. In some other way, but they're solid options for tripods now. All carbon fiber stuff. No one uses aluminum anymore.
No,
like the old man throws.
Planky and cold as hell. If you ever been hunting and you grab a hold of one of them, you know about it.
You know. Don't stick your tongue on it.
Yeah, that's why I love the HNT 26 because it doesn't freeze the shit out of your hands like some of the other chassis. So we need. So you've got those. We need a good bipod, which I know what you're going to say there. We got
there is one option and one option.
Oh, for hell's sakes. And then bags would be bag. People are like, I don't need a shooting bag. Shooting bags are phenomenal because you can get light fill in them now, and they don't weigh anything. And if you need to take a nap on the hillside, there's your freaking.
They're great.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Or sit on it, or use it to glass, man. So actually, the lightweight stuff that I've been using currently, I have an old canvas game changer I have with the Get Light stuff, which is a specs number of something or other. And then I have the one that I've been using a lot of for hunter matches and a bunch of other stuff. I killed a bunch of animals. It's got blood all over it from coyote hunting. But I have a peanut, lightweight peanut, the MDT peanut, and that's been fantastic. And it lives in the back of my truck, in the back seat, like on the transmission hump. It's right there. Yeah. But I have that carabiner to the outside of my NRL Hunter pack, and then I've got a Schmedium Game Changer, an OBI clip that I use on the heavy to shoot off of because it's a game. But hunting and stuff, I just use the lightweight bags, and they've been fantastic, man. Like there's no reason not to carry one. I don't get that. People are there's a whole hunting competition in Colorado that anti-bags, and it doesn't make any sense. And anti-tripods, it doesn't make any sense to me because they tell everybody that's not what you hunt with, but I've killed some pretty good animals, and I know a lot of people that have killed a lot of really solid animals, and I would say that those guys are way more lethal than people that don't use these things. So I think that whole thing's absurd. But the lightweight bags, there's no reason to not have one. And they're small, there's big, there's some awesome options by a bunch of different manufacturers out there. Bags. What are your 4 options? You got MDT doing their stuff. You've got Armageddon Gear doing their lightweight stuff. You got Coltac doing their stuff. You've got Weebad doing their lightweight stuff. You've got who else? I'm missing them. There's some really good options though. Lightweight. Yeah,
I've got most of them, and I can't even think right now.
I've got so many bags that it's ridiculous.
I know.
But there's awesome options out there from really good companies that make a lot of sense, and they weigh nothing. And I guarantee you, there's more snack food in backpacks that weigh more than the hunting bags do. So it's kind of one of those things. Like, I mean, you're there to hunt or eat massive bags of M&Ms. So like, which one? Like, I'm gonna probably maybe less M&Ms, but I'm gonna grab the hunting bag for sure.
I like how you brought it up to the OBI shit. Like, we had him on the podcast, but I think that was before you were around, with Sky, and he sent me some. I've got them on my bags. I absolutely love them. So that is a a must-have in my opinion. Like if you want to hook your rifle to it, you want to hook bags, shit, you can hook binos to it, anything you can hook to it, and it just sits there and it's safe to carry around. So the OBI stuff, I'll do a little shameless plug for him because number one, he's a good dude.
Awesome. Yep.
And number two, it works. It's good shit. So
yeah, the OBI stuff is awesome. I had a conversation with Sky years ago when he was developing that product, and we both came to the realization that we absolutely loathed slings. And there you go. The link system was
freaking hate how they slide off your damn arm all the time. And I love the Everly stock because you can put your gun in it, but then if you ever need to get your gun out in a hurry, you're like, shit, because I've had that happen before. So great thing that, and that was another thing. We haven't hit packs. Yeah. We got to hit packs real quick. But so I mean, you're telling me what you've got in your pack. Go through what's in your pack and let's talk. We've broke down rangefinders and binos. You broke down tripods, bags. You need a good bipod, in my opinion. Like most of them are light enough; they fold out of the way, no issues there. And
so
I know
I will not go do a hunter match without a triple pull skypod. I know people are like, wow, it's super expensive. I'm there to win. I want to take overall. I could give a less about anything else. I don't care about division, class, whatever wins. That I never care. If I get first in my division and third overall, I'm pissed because I didn't get first overall. I'm taking a freaking Skypod triple pull because that is the most versatile bipod on the planet and is the most sturdy shooting device that I possibly can bring. So yeah, goddamn it, I'm gonna bring one of those. So I've got a Skypod triple pull on my NRL Hunter rig right now. Okay, so my setup, what I'm taking to a match. This is what I'm using every stage. I got my backpack, and then on my backpack, I have 2 OBI clips on my like shoulder straps, and then on this side, I've got my Armageddon Schmedium heavy fill bag clipped in. On this side, I've got my tripod. Or in the scabbard, I've got my tripod, kind of depending on the match, what's going on. On the back of my pack, I have a lightweight peanut bag, gator clipped on, in case I need it, like an oh shit bag. Okay, and in my hand, I've got my rifle with my triple pull Skypod folded up on go. I'm immediately flipping that bipod out, slapping that down. I'm taking my tripod off, slapping it down, bag on the tripod, glassing, finding stuff, and I'm shooting, however that shooting happens on whatever I'm shooting. But with those things, I can solve any problem you throw in front of me. That's it. That's my setup. It sounds complicated, but I trust me, I try to bring as little as possible into the fight as I possibly can, because anything that you bring in could possibly go wrong. I don't want to deal with that. Bam, I'm done. And I'm buying as much time as I possibly can with all those things. So with that comes time and money. I'm sorry, but this stuff is neither cheap nor easy. I'm going to reiterate that again. That's just how it is. And if you can't afford, I'm going to say can't afford.
If you're not willing to invest.
Yeah. Buy the very best things that you can afford. Let's just put it that way. And
invest
another month. Yes. That's just how it is. That's how games go. Are you going to show up to a NASCAR race with a Pontiac Fiero? No, you're not. Like, it's just not how that works. So get it out of your head. And I do meet people that have whatever they have and they want to show up and they want to learn. So there's a skills division for that. Ask questions, borrow as much as you can. Hey, I'm new. Give me some extra time. Things like that. That'll work out for you. But if you want to go to these things and be competitive and fulfill your desires, like you got to spend the money and the time to do these things and do them well. I go to win. And I'm not going to go shoot a match that I don't think I can win. So it's just how it is. That's my mindset. I've been doing this for a long time. Cole, I went on practice score the other night and I tried to total up how many rifle matches I've done in the last 10 years. And all I could think was like, damn, that's a lot of time and money. I was damn near 200. I've MD'd rifle matches alone between gas gun, rimfire, and centerfire, about 115 now. I've done my part. I've shot a lot of matches, so that's where I'm at. So if you're not at my mentality, I totally understand. But all I'm going to do is open the window for you. You can see what it takes to be successful, and then choose your own adventure. That's what I got for you.
Yeah, and I've noticed there's a couple guys out there talking about little things you can do at home too, and like where you talked about setting up your tripod and going through it quick. That's something that anybody can do at home real quick. You have,
Workflow. Yep.
yep, you've got your tripod kind of pre-staged at length to be able just to throw it to where you're in a kneeling position and going. Like I've seen a bunch of videos about that lately, and apparently we need to do a couple of Matt and kind of go over some of this stuff, because a lot of people ask, they don't know what you guys don't know, you don't know. And of course you can always ask this stuff, but last question, what backpack you're in?
I have the Eberle stock,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, guy's last name, Phantom. But I'm looking for alternatives. I have a bunch of, I swear, like I like every other dude that's into rifle stuff and hunting, and I've got a room full of backpacks that I've somehow spent a mortgage on.
Yep.
But that's the one I use because of how everything's laid out. So there's been a backpack project with MDT for a while now. So there's no perfect backpack, because we'll all use packs different ways. Like you work out at the top, you lay it down. Like there's all these different things, how you compartmentalize it, like how your mind works. And it's actually very frustrating because you can't narrow anybody's thought process and organizational process down to like a product. The Phantom does a pretty good job. There's things about it I don't like, but I don't think I could personally design a backpack. So I've used that one. I have 2 of them now. I wore out the first one. I bought the second one. The wife uses that Phantom as well. It's been great. It's got a scabbard and internal shelf and some side pockets, and I know where everything goes. And I don't like a ton of pockets because shit gets lost. But also need some division and things. So that's what I use. I think a backpack with a scabbard is absolutely mandatory for one of these things because it gives you another storage space for tripod, rifle, whatever, because you end up hauling stuff around. And it has Molly on it, and it's got side tubes for random stuff. Like it works good. Well, it works well. Good English. There's other options that I think would work pretty well from the same company, or Mystery Ranch or Kuiu. There's some stuff that works really well. The packs are they're such a pain in the ass. You kind of have to figure out what you like and how you can use it effectively. But I need the ability to store things inside of it and also hang on the outside as well. So
yeah, and I love my Mystery Ranch.
Man,
they're usually a little bit heavier, which if you're fine with that heavy. I've got a few of the Eberle stocks. I've got a couple. I've got one of the Kuyus. I'm kind of in the same boat. And you're right. Like, depending on if I'm going to go for the day, I choose a pack. If I'm going to go overnight, I choose a different pack. If it's to a match, I'm going to choose a different pack. So there is kind of one of those things that, but I think if you guys and gals listening were to go buy one, I think Eberle stock's got some good ones. Stone Glacier, I've heard some good things about them. I don't know that much about them. But, Eberle stock supports the shooting sports a lot, and they have a lot of options that you can choose from, and, maybe go down that road. That might be good there.
I do have a pro tip. Massive pro tip. You're going to love this one. Pants, stretchy pants, vented. Okay. Here's my must-haves for pants, and I'm wearing a pair right now. They must be stretchy. They must be resilient. They must be vented, and they must have knee pads. Our friends at Born Primitive have some awesome options that have all of those things. So do all the other companies, but I actually have a pair of the Born Primitives. I've been wearing the crap out of them. I have some soft knee pads in them. They are great. And then the venting on them is fantastic. So all the major hunting companies as well, Kuiu, Stone Glacier, Sitka, First Light, they all have options as well. Those I will never wear, or never not have a pair for any of these matches, because like I work off my knees and prone, and up, down, all the place, and having those soft built-in knee pads and venting, and some really resilient fabric. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, if you guys don't know, Born Primitive is a bunch of Navy SEALs that wanted better shit, so they designed it. And to let you know, there are some new shoes coming out. I'll get you a pair sent down to your casa. They've been working very hard at clearing establishments, not having squeaky, but still being very comfortable. Like, they're going through a lot of variations with that. So, and if you guys and gals need it, Born Primitive Tactical, Born Primitive Outdoor, we have codes for that. They also have sales going on all the time. So go check them out. They are one of our sponsors of the podcast.
So
and they're great.
I will say too, the wife shoots a ton of these matches as well. She's killer at all this stuff. Her favorite pants are also the Born Primitive stuff. They're fantastic. They look great. They do female stuff, which is very rare and hard to do, but they do it very well. My advice to the dudes that are into all this is, like, you buy something shiny, she gets something shiny, and it works out. Then you don't have to justify a lot of things, and you don't got to explain your ass off. So, but they do have a lot of really neat stuff. So, shameless plug for them, but they've been doing a great job, and I've actually genuinely enjoyed the things they've been putting out. On my own, I've been paying full pot for it, minus the discounts and shit, but been killer. Yeah, knee pad pants, man. Vented knee pad pants.
Yeah, my wife they sent me some gift cards for Christmas, and my wife found them, and now they have tactical leggings, they have ladies outerwear, they have workout clothes. Like, so you've got the different versions. You got Born Primitive Outdoor, and Born Primitive Tactical, and they all have their own variations of stuff, and it's sweet shit. I am wearing the Born Primitive Tactical hat right now, and if you need more shit, you know where to call. You just don't, like, so that's your own fault. Much, so whatever. Yeah, but it is quality shit. I love it. I wear the shit to work. It's so damn comfortable. It is, and for a fat kid, it makes it really nice in the crotchal area, so it gets stretchy and
stretchy pants, man. So the part that pisses me off is females had this shit figured out so long ago, and they didn't say nothing, and now it's coming like to the other side. God damn it, man! Stretchy pants, man. Stretchy pants.
Shit. Yeah, especially knee pads. Yeah, because my knees are old. They don't like that stuff. I don't know. Yeah. But hopefully this answered a lot of questions for y'all. I want in closing, I want to thank you, Tire Guns, one of our other great sponsors. Matt's going to come up here pretty soon. We're going to go do some stuff with them. I said it before, but we're actually going to do it. Yep. And then Silencer Central, of course, we had Brandon on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and talked about Born Primitive. I'm already on that thing. Silencer Central and their new cans. I did just get a bunch of the new KGM cans. Super freaking excited. They got a new titanium fix can. Kyle and his team are just good people. We started selling them at Straight Jacket because I love them so damn much. So, a lot of great cans out there, and Silencer Central does sell KGM. So go over Silencer Central, do your NFA trust, get everything set up. They do everything with you online, and it's super simple. Or come Straight Jacket. I'll take your money, whatever you want to do. I do have some in stock, except for the 6.5s. I keep selling out of them too damn fast, apparently, but of everything else. So anything in closing you want to hit before we sign off?
So with this podcast, like the gear and the game, right? Have fun with it. I really like spending money. I wish I made more of it to spend more of it, but that's the American way. Enjoy the process, enjoy learning, enjoy problem solving, and it'll all pay off dividends, because you'll look at little things that you thought that were like super difficult that are like nothing now, and you'll evolve just like this whole thing. So that's what I got, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one little tip. If you go to a match, there's usually a lot of people there that will let you look through their binos, that will let you check out their stuff. So if that's the case, go ask, be polite about it, ask questions. I'm sure most of them are happy to answer them, and, learn. That's the best way to go about doing this, because everybody's eyes are different with binos and everything else. What might be great to me might not be great to Matt. So go figure out what's best for you and run with it. And hopefully you're seeing it a match. And, if you see Matt, because you don't see me, because I don't shoot hardly anymore, but if you see Matt, you say hi. And then, of course, if you want to talk, reach out. We usually try to answer all of the DMs and stuff. And hopefully you guys and gals learn something from this. And, of course, if you want us to hit anything in the future, let us know. We're happy to do it. So thanks, Matt. Appreciate the time. And till next time.